We are on a speed mission because I got to be back by noon so I can go take a nap. What I'm not going to do is eat no more of the food I can help it. They're trying to kill me. Dude, seriously, I didn't eat breakfast this morning. I felt fantastic. I had a cup of coffee. Like, how can you mess up coffee? So that's all right, right? However, the moment that I have the soup, I got to poop. Every time I eat a meal, pretty much seals the deal on my ability to feel well for the rest of the day. Now, unless you are of a special group, but then in that case, they try to isolate you anyway. Hey, Sister E.H., I love me some you, girl. You tickle my spirit sometimes. I'll tell you the absolute truth. I don't know what it is. I do love you, though. I appreciate you. I don't know. I've had interesting days. So yesterday, as you saw, I had to take a down day because Satan was playing in my face extra early, okay? I don't know. Listen, the Caucasians, the Caucasoids, the whatever you want to call them, they be on some shit first thing in the morning. They can't get out of bed without complaining. They can't do nothing without whining and oversharing their shit. And it bugs the fuck out of me. But they want to tell me it's communal living. We have to treat everybody equally. But right now, the folks who are not on the recovery program, they've got to have loaded baked potatoes. Who knows what the hell that is? But the recovery folks, the ones they get more money for, they get to have burgers grilled outside by some other organization. Probably safer to eat. Less food poisoning out this piece. You mad at me? They're mad at me. They know that I told the authorities that I think all kinds of things are wrong with the way that they feed people inside this community. I put my name on the paper on purpose. I'm not afraid of anybody. I don't care where I am, where I'm at, what's going on. I stand on my principles. If you look at my buy me a coffee, it says so. Putting principles into practice. So my father sent me here to do just that, to put my principles into practice. And so I have. I've been very principled about the shit that I do and the shit that I will not take. I'll give you a prime example. We got to stand in a line for every damn thing. Line after line after line. We all get upset about it, bothered by whatever. 2 nights in a row, I've had to check. Let's just rhyme with it. I've had to check some weird bitch about jumping in front of me, pimping. This is what we're not gonna do. I don't owe you anything. The other night, I had to get so bold and say, excuse me, did somebody tell you it was okay to stand in front of me without asking me? That's disrespectful out here. People, hey, golden God, excuse me. How's your spirit, baby? People don't teach their children anything. No common courtesies. I'll give you another example. You and I are in a room. I've been laying down sleeping. You come in, sit down, and your phone rings. Now, proper etiquette, courtesy says you step your ass out the room and take your call. No! You want to open your mouth and say it all over the place. Let everybody hear your conversation and be mad when somebody talks to you about your shit. That's wild. Another example. One roommate accuses another roommate of stealing something. The original roommate finds their shit. Adultness says you go back and apologize to the person you called a thief, especially when you were bold enough to run that shit up the flagpole of whiteness and make sure that everybody believes that little black girl on her second day here is a common criminal. But no. You're too embarrassed, too rude, too ghetto, I suppose, which, by the way, black folk, if it ain't you, why get mad about it? Do you see when she said, I'm going to get gay in this bitch? I'm like, hold on, Pippin. Go ahead, do you. However, I don't know what ghetto means. I am a middle-class black girl from Memphis, Tennessee. So if you're going to do ghetto, could you explain it to me? What I'm not going to do is claim it and get upset about it. That ain't how I move. I don't understand these people. I continue to speak as positively as possible, but I'm making it real damn clear. There's a great big bright ass Negro line between me and them motherfuckers. Y'all wild out here. I don't get it. Oh my God. And then the natives and the Mexicans who want to move like them but want to claim to be my friend, you really got me messed up. I don't do that. I don't play favorites. I know what the politics are, and I'm damn good at that shit. Hell, I win things before I even recognize I won out here. They be like, oh, hey, did you know you won? No, I didn't, but okay. I'm continuing on my way. I got things to do that do not involve you, and it ain't none of your motherfucking business. If it was, you'd be present for it, not trying to find out about it later. You want to be in my phone, you want to be in my mouth, you want to be in my conversation. You want to be mad when I check that ass. You got me messed up. So then what you do is you find the people around me and you try to make their lives miserable. You want me to believe it's us and not you. It's them and not you. Somehow it's me. Who's the problem? Me, the little autistic lady who tries her best to stay out the damn way in her room, minding her business, doing the things that other people don't want to do, because, well, don't nobody want to be here with y'all no damn way. It's weird. It's wild. You see, here's the thing. What I know and they know and the regular person inside does not know, you are looking for your funding for the next year. And every time my little black ass says something that makes you look bad, you got a problem with that. Instead of fixing it, though, you want to try to fix me. She got me fucked up out here. I'm not in recovery. I am well maintained. I am able to carry on a conversation with everybody I meet. Thank you to my mother for that. She made sure that I was able to communicate with the man in the office and the man in the street. So when I get elected, you ain't got to worry about a thing. I see you pimping. I see them too. Make way, because this beautiful black queen is coming through. I will run your ass over if I have to. I do not understand. I do not understand what you think is going on out here. There is a difference. There is a difference between the privileged idiot and the common man. If you don't recognize that, I will make sure that you do as I go through this journey to the presidency. Y'all think I'm playing out here, that I'm not going to do my best to achieve that thing? You can't put anything or anybody in my way to stop me. You've already taken everything from me, at least according to you and your means. You see, I don't need you, anything or anybody. I got me, I got God, and I got this body, and I maintain this shit all on my own. There ain't nobody out here doing for me what I am. You see, remember, I told you, God owes me more than one. He owes me several favors. I show up in the places where people have been lying on his name, and I put a spotlight on that shit. And now they mad about it. So they keep saying, oh, well, we can't do this. We can't do that. We're not a medical facility, so we can't meet your dietary needs. However, we will continue to bring in people in wheelchairs, on crutches, coming directly from the hospital with medications in hand. But what do? You turn those medications over to untrained professionals, unqualified people. Oh, right. So see, there's the health department, and then there's the medical authorities who've yet to get involved, although I'm pretty sure they know you've got people who are probably stealing the medications of clients as much as you have them putting them out. You see, many of the people who work for the GRM were once guests of the facility. Thank you, Sister NH. I see it this way. I am everybody. Not in the sense that I've been through all the things and I know everything. However, I have been through many walks of life. I've been around the people, even the sheeple. I recognize them all, good, bad, and indifferent. And the only way to change their lives is to recognize their strife and not just speak to it, understand it, and then make it an effort to do something about it. Biden now has put into place some minimal $1 billion or two or three or whatever it is to deal with the homeless veteran crisis. Yet, do you really think that's enough? What are you going to do exactly for the veterans, Joe? I mean, have they told you what they need? Have you listened? Do you actually know what is necessary? Or are you going to try to house them in one of these facilities, which is no more than a charitable prison at best? I agree with you, Golden Goddess. Vulnerable populations are being used in a host of ways. They're being mistreated in the process, but let's just talk about it. If you are disabled visibly, oh, they're going to put you on a poster. If you are a disabled veteran, oh, honey, you might make it to the mainstream. However, has your quality of life changed or improved or any of those things? Or are you still just another number to them? You see, inside that facility, we all have a number, same as we have a social security number. It doesn't change because they don't really care. It's about the bodies, the numbers, the money, right? They told me today, because we're at capacity, we can't do this, this, and this. So does that mean that if you weren't at capacity, you would move different? It's just because this is the situation you got going on? That's disappointing because it literally shines a light on the fact that it's about the numbers. You should listen to the people who are in recovery. They are forced to go to chapel. They are forced to separate themselves from the rest of the community. And yet you want us to believe that it's a community, communal living, communal care, communal understanding, circumstance, sacrifice. Yet it's not. Only some of us are asked to sacrifice a little, and the rest of us are asked to sacrifice a lot. You see, I have to get a special pass to be able to go in and out of my room as needed, even though it's hot as fuck out here. And you know it because July 4th is on Tuesday. You're going to make a special way for everybody to either be in their room or be off property if they are participating in the events inside of the establishment. However, the day before that, the day after, and every day leading up to it is hot than a mug, 105 degrees or more. There is a heat index. Those of us who worked for the government know it very well. There's a certain time where it's 105 to 117. You shouldn't even be outside. 20 minutes out there could take your life. The average man may not know that. The average man coming off of all the drugs, all of the stress, all the strife, they're just thankful to have somewhere to lay their head. That does not mean that this facility is doing things right. You have to get wet out here with God. You understand? I do Golden Goddess. I live in Tucson, Arizona. So you have to get wet with the Lord. You have to witness it, experience it, and then you testify to it. Whether that's in spiritual court, open court, or on this damn live stream. You have to tell the truth about what you're experiencing in the moment, or nothing changes. Because after that, they get to write the narrative. They get to change the story and say, oh, no, 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 no. We did everything that we could, except that we can show and prove. You did not. You did not do right by me. or my people. Now, you gonna say I'm talking about black folks. That is true. That is true. Because if you don't stand up for that young lady and make sure she gets a public apology for being called a thief when she found her property later on, I don't give a damn where you found it. If you can't prove that she took it, you owe her an apology. Mm. But you too much of a bad ghetto white chick to do that, which in turn implies you ain't learned your lesson about how you got into this facility in the first place. I know how I got here. My ex-husband, or soon to be, is a piece of shit. He won't do right by me and give me a divorce. I've been trying for the last 10 years out here. That is money that he owes to me or and the government. Second, I was living with someone who was paying the bills because that was the requirement because I paid them in the first place. So he was paying me back. But you see, when it got too complicated for him, he put his hands on me and I had to put him out. Now that meant that I could not afford to continue to pay the rent. Was I supposed to allow him to continue to stay with me even though he tried to press my eyes into my face? Or do I do what I have to in order to make it through? So there's an eviction on my record. That means it's difficult for me to find a place to live. However, the funny thing is, as you see, I said I intend to run for president, which means technically I don't need a place to stay. I need to get my financial weight up so that I can move around the country and make that $5,000 in 20 states so that they will help me to stay on the ballot and push my way through. To those of you who are wondering, I will be running as a Republican. I would like for Donald Trump and DeSantis to stand in front of me and have a conversation about what it is to be the common American, not the immigrants you keep bringing over here and trying to pretend that they are us. You give them things, entitlements that have long since belonged to us. You encourage them to take our land, to take our homes, to do all of the things that you have done against us. Turn them into the new colonizer. To be clear, I'm black and Native American. My grandmother on my father's side is from right here on this land. My mama's people too. I'm as black as can be, and wherever I am is a black space. So don't try me. In order to change the game, we have to speak the truth. And that includes understanding that everybody ain't here for us or about us and did not come from us. Oh no, they spend way too much time out in the wilderness, you know, fornicating, doing the wrong thing, setting the example for generations to come of impurities, deformities, detrimental behavior to the human race. This is big. They don't even want to admit that we're not alone out here. It's time we start to recognize we are not the smartest thing smoking. Well, some of y'all, anyway. I say all that to say it's a new day, and you can't frighten me with anything. Like you want to tell me, oh well, we're gonna honor your exit to leave, but then you saw my bank account, and you know that don't mean shit to me. So what you gonna do now? Continue to try and part ways with me publicly. Make it seem as though I'm not here for everybody. And the truth of the matter is, you're not here for me. You're here for the money that you can make off me. And even that is coming to an end. So what are you going to do? What happens if they don't fund you anymore? Are you going to make it or break it? You've been telling the people that you survive solely off the donations of others. Now, if that were true, then your donators who do come in and see, they would expect you to move differently. Not treat the homeless, the disabled, and the mentally handicapped like prisoners, like slaves. When you force someone to get up at 5:45 every morning and go into the kitchen because of God's good grace, you've taken away their free will. You've taken away their ability to decide for themselves. Thus, you're a whole slaver out here. If nothing else, you're participating in indentured servitude. You don't see that as a problem, dude? Unfortunately, you got a smart Negro like me and a couple of others waking people up to things. You don't like what you see. Y'all, I'm going to have a hot dog this morning or this afternoon, whatever time it is. It's beef. Thank you. You know, you can't get that inside. You want to get the beef, you got to bend over backwards and, well, hell, bend the knee to all kinds of things. And that just ain't me. But I don't celebrate Independence Day in the same way y'all don't celebrate Juneteenth. So, however, I did grow up military, and I know what it's supposed to be about. So, for that reason, if no other reason, I'm going to enjoy the season of barbecues and festivities in my own way. You know, that black way, where we appreciate all the things. You know what I mean? Where we are thankful for the air, we are thankful for the day, we are thankful for our fried chicken, beef, hot dogs, family, good family, that is. I was speaking to someone yesterday, a very wonderful gentleman, whom I will say is probably the first friend that I've had in a very long time. Y'all know I don't do friends, only allies apply. There is, however, an exception to the rule. We'll talk about it another time. Anyway, he was like, he just said, offhand, if you were to meet my family, I was like, see, that's the thing. I don't even want you to meet my family. I wouldn't like them. I don't like them. How could you? My sisters, my siblings have used everything about my life against me, including the death of our mother. They use it to imply I have to do something right by them when they have never done right by me. I brought you into my home, allowed you to have your own thing. When the roles were reversed, you treated me like I was your property, like my things belong to you. How dare I feel some type of way about it too? That part, that shit ain't cool. So I learned to move differently. A life without them has been the best life for me. You see, I know there are many people who think, but that's family. You're supposed to love them. And this is true. I do. My mama told me a long time ago, she's been gone for 28 years. My mother told me a long time ago, I don't have to like you to love you. And on my own terms, I've learned how to love you from a distance because you're no good for me. You do not wish me good things in life. You wanted me to stay the wife of an abusive man because, well, hell, you couldn't figure out how to get away from the man who done terrible things to you. You needed me to help you pay your way. I planned out my life a long time ago. I knew it might come with a certain level of strife and dysfunction, yet I did it anyway, right? I got married early. I was 20, he was 21. I knew the likelihood that he would cheat on me. I even anticipated that once, maybe twice, he would put his hands on me. I prepared for those things because I prepared to be a mother of three, whether they were boys or girls, and to be there for them and break the cycles of abuse and break the generational curses of blackness, so to speak. So, yeah, I lived and experienced the things that I had to. I'm on the other side of that now. I'm a living witness to a host of things, including what it's like to communicate with the heavens, to know that there's more than just us on this planet, to have the spirit move through and speak to me the same way that the food inside of that facility does. Just one second. I know. Every morning after breakfast, you can hear me tell my roommate, if you're close enough, child, more than the spirit is moving through me, I gotta go to the restroom. Anybody gotta go in there before I do. It shouldn't be that way. It's not okay. You understand? It's disgraceful to call this God's good grace. It's like you're laughing in God's face. Or you're trying to take his place and tell people, force people into your idea of what it is to be a child of God. You know? But the writing is on the wall. More and more people are beginning to see it. The sheeple are shaking that shit off. They are going to testify because they too have witnessed and experienced the truth, the abuse, the misuse of people and funds at the Gospel Rescue Mission in Tucson, Arizona. I said it. Know what you gonna do about it? Exit me? Okay. I will honor your decision to exit me and make my way, I don't know, to the media instead of just to a live stream. You can't keep banking on God in that way. In the same way, you cannot bank anything more than good karma dealing with others. You can care for others, you can give them things. Yet the moment that you expect something in return, you are not doing it out of God's good graces. You're doing it to, I don't know, save space, play in people's space, make you look good on paper so you can get some more of that paper. Just remember, money doesn't move the Lord. You understand? Hi, how are you today? Can I also get a pack of Newport 100s in a box, please? Hold on. Please scan your loyalty ID now. I said this before. Y'all have seen me say it on Instagram and a host of other places. Before we had finance, I don't have any. We had freedom. We were running naked actually. Loving on one another, caring for one another.
1388.
No one had to tell us.
1388.
It's right there.
It's not doing anything.
The card is in there.
What does it say?
Processing, please wait.
It should be going, right?
There you go.
It was here. You need a receipt?
I do, please.
Hey, you.
Thank you. You too.
My God.
It's that part. It's that part. You presume there's a problem on your end. You want to presume there's a problem on mine. That I did something wrong. That I can't read. That I can't see. Your machine ain't doing what it's supposed to do. You won't blame me. Y'all weird out here. Like self-evaluation. There's a word for it. I do it so much that I had to stop doing it. Introspection. When you look at yourself first to see whether or not you have done the wrong thing. Is it you causing you to have these problems in society? Or is the society fucking with you? I think we've seen these things to be self-evident. Janine ain't out here messing with nobody. Shit. They tried to kill me sitting in my own apartment. I'm being investigated, or at least I was, by the FBI for knowing someone else. Come on now. You won't blame me for trying to do the right thing, to impress upon people the importance of accuracy, accountability. I don't have a reason or a need to argue with anybody, so I don't. And you can't, you know what I mean? People are strange. When you're a stranger, they want to blame you for their issues rather than processing, doing a self-assessment, evaluating how they were moving, how they were perceiving. I think I recently have come to appreciate that word so much because I listened to this lady one day. She was speaking to another Black woman who was aggressively stating her case, and the little wannabe white Mexican lady was like, how I'm perceiving what you're saying. Well, you perceiving means that you have a perception of what it is that I'm saying, rather than listening to what it is that I'm saying and moving on that. You are taking it in and processing it through your tiny little, I ain't never had nobody speak to me this way filter. And somehow you feel as though you can tell a damn near 60-year-old woman that she's out of pocket, that she has audacity for speaking the way she is used to speaking, longer than your ass been alive out here. Who the hell are you? You see, I have to remind our people inside of that facility, they don't speak the same language as us. Oh, we all speak English. We speak it plainly. However, they speak a privileged English from a life of entitlements. You see, many of the folks inside of that facility, they've been on government assistance so long for whatever reason, they don't know how to be anything else. They believe that they're entitled to the same things when they meet people like you and me. You see, for them, entitlements and benefits are the same thing, both owed to them for stealing the American dream. I will not allow it. I will have no parts of it. And I speak their language, my language, the language of Blackness, the language of love. I speak English. I speak some German, some Spanish. You see, I can communicate with all kinds of people in all different ways. And that scares the fuck out of these people. Now, I need to hurry and eat my hot dog so that I can get back inside on time so they don't punish me. I don't know how. I guess make me sit there and listen to the crowd, the noise of the people, the hollering and screaming of undisciplined demons from all walks of life, from all vantage points. I see them. I recognize them before they even show up within my line of sight. Why? That is the power and the glory that my Father has gifted me with. The power of sight. Not only am I clairvoyant, maybe I'm clairsentient. That means I can sense you. I can smell you. I can read you like a used book out this bitch. Do you understand me? So what we don't want to do is play in Janine's face and make ourselves her enemy. I have more Janissaries than you think. And there are many people trying to be my king, my ambassadors, my go alongs to get alongs. It just ain't what I do. So if you're not a part of me, my spiritual family, and what we trying to achieve, you're a problem. And I'm your solution. So you want to decide how to move accordingly. In the meantime, y'all, keep your spirit up. I'll see you in the streams. We out here. Peace.